No, I don't think reading an ebook counts as reading. It's not like you have a physical book in your hands and you're smelling the book, and it is not the experience, it's not real. It doesn't count. Do you think listening to an audiobook counts as reading? What are you thinking? Before you cancel me because of these bold statements, that was just to get your attention. In today's video, I'd like to talk about ebooks, physical books, and audiobooks, because there are several opinions about them, and I thought it would be a good idea to get a bit more into detail why I consider all these three formats as reading. The last couple of weeks I received quite a few comments, and some of them actually said that, do you count ebooks as reading, or are audiobooks considered reading a book? Do they count towards your challenge? And I would like to explain why I think that those formats count as well, why they are no less than reading a physical book. The thing is, a physical book is great. This is my Dutch copy of Just One Kiss by Courtney Walls, and it's beautiful. And I like the look of it, I like the smell of it, the feel of it, everything. But I read this book partly as an audiobook, so I listened to the book. I totally agree that a physical book is a very beautiful experience. To read a physical book, you see your progress and you feel it, and it's amazing. Definitely is. But then again, if I would have read this book as an ebook, which I didn't because the ebook is not for free in Kobo Plus yet, but if I did read this book as an ebook, would my experience might be a tiny bit different, but would I have read a different story? I don't think so. I think I would have read the same story. The format of an ebook and a physical book might be different, but the story isn't. It's the same story. So I can't see a reason why reading an ebook does not count, and I think it's snobism to say that it doesn't count because you need to feel the book and smell the book and everything. Those are absolutely great experiences, but not necessary to grab the idea of a story, to understand what the story is about, and to enjoy being in that world for a while. Maybe you think about this differently, then let me know in a comment what the difference is between reading a story as a physical book or as an ebook. To be honest, 3 years ago, one of my best friends got an e-reader, and I said, well, no, I don't want an e-reader, and that's not for me. I want the full experience of reading normal books. Gradually, I came to the realization that reading an ebook is also a full experience. It's basically the same. And actually, if I'm in bed reading a book that is quite heavy, this book is quite heavy, and I got heavier books that were also available as ebooks, I would read the physical copy if just during the day, but at night when I was in bed I would get my e-reader and get to the page where I was at and continued reading from there on my e-reader, and it really helped with my hands because they would not get tired because they had to hold up the book. The other thing with audiobooks, I struggled with that for a long time as well, and I do not really like all audiobooks, but some narrators have beautiful voices, and I really don't see why it wouldn't count as reading, because the same with the ebook and the physical book. The story is the same. The format is different, but the story is the same. And I get the idea that audiobooks aren't for everyone. Not everyone likes to listen to an audiobook. Not everyone can concentrate very well on listening to an audiobook. But don't let your experience influence the way you think about other people's experiences with listening to audiobooks. So because you don't like to listen to an audiobook, don't say that listening to an audiobook does not count as reading. Saying that listening to an audiobook does not count as reading can be an insult for people who have dyslexia or problems with their eyes, and for them audiobooks are like, I think, the best invention ever. If I were to come blind, I think audiobooks would be my most favorite inventions in the whole world. Basically, what I'd like to say with discussing this topic is be kind, live and let live. It all counts towards your reading goal, whatever that is. For me, listening to audiobooks really helped towards my reading challenge of 2021. If you don't know yet, I tried to read 365 books this year, and yes, physical books count, obviously, ebooks count, obviously, audiobooks count, obviously. This was me a tiny bit ranting about this topic. It is really annoying if someone says to you, well, if you listen to an audiobook, that does not count as reading. Why does it not count? It's, like I said, it's a different format, but it's the same story. So, yeah, I can get very angry about this. I'm sorry for that. I try to be kind in the next video, which is actually going to be a reading vlog, so please stay tuned. If you are not a subscriber of my channel yet, but you want to see how I continue my journey reading 365 books, then consider subscribing to my channel. If you liked my video, even though I'm a bit ranty, then give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. What is your preferred format? A physical book, ebook, or audiobook? And as always, happy reading in whatever format you use.